Well, there's not much else to talk about this morning except cabinet reshuffles. And let us now chat to political analyst Livhuwani Ndou, who will be staying with us for part of the show, as there is so much to unpack with this cabinet reshuffle. All right, good to see you. Welcome. I know we were both complaining about a lack of sleep, but I suppose we should be used to this now. Late night announcements and early mornings. What can we say?
Well, yes, indeed. We couldn't sleep because we had to wait for the big announcement. And finally it came.
I want to know from you, what do you think was behind the wait? Before we even get into this, you know, because remember that our president has said timing is of the essence. If I say it's going to be at 8:30, it's going to be at 8:30. Something major must have been happening behind the scenes for this 1.5 hour delay.
Well, indeed. You will recall that he said he's going to consult extensively.
Yeah.
And the announcement was scheduled for 8:30. It was postponed to 9:30 up to 10.
Yeah.
And he actually confirmed it. He said, I was still busy with some form of consultation.
Okay.
And I think he was busy consulting his colleagues in the NEC and also within the alliance.
Yeah.
And for me, I think this wasn't Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet.
Can I ask you a question? What did you make of him while he was standing there announcing the cabinet? I felt there was something missing from him. I didn't see the usual Cyril Ramaphosa standing over there. I just felt that there was I don't know if he was in a little bit of a difficult position. Maybe I was reading into something. What do you think? For
me, I could sense a bit of discomfort. I think there are certain people that he has included in the cabinet that he didn't like. Maybe in the interest of unity in the ANC and also to cover some alliance partners. And I think that's why I'm saying this wasn't actually his entirely cabinet. It was influenced by some dynamics within the party in the name of unity, also pleasing the alliance partners. And I think that is how he actually came up with this cabinet.
That's how politics works, doesn't it? I mean, he can't possibly have gone in there and done a clean sweep and started all over again. Is it something that we should have expected, to have seen a couple of compromises here and there?
For now, we should have expected something like that. Remember, at Nasrec, the contestation between Ramaphosa and Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, and some people were also talking about the possibility of a split-up group within the ANC to form a new party because of the results at Nasrec. But also, remember when they're talking about the transitional period, the removal of President Zuma in office. So Ramaphosa does not want to be seen as a person who is actually going all out, doing things by himself. He has to try his best to accommodate those that were seen not to be supporting him, Bathabile Dlamini, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma as well, and also bringing in people like Blade Nzimande. And remember the position of the SABC in relation to President Zuma. They openly said that they don't want President Zuma to continue, and that is why Blade Nzimande was removed from cabinet.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into details now. I just wanted your overall perspective, and I'm going to get that from you now. Happy with the cabinet or not? What is your immediate reaction to it?
Well, there are areas that the president has done very, very well. And I think there are areas that the president has actually compromised himself. Okay. I'm worried about the returning of General Cele into the police ministry. If you look at his history, whilst he was removed from being the police commissioner, he was found to have been guilty of a very serious misconduct. And if you see him coming back to cabinet, it's actually a promotion.
Well, it is. I mean, from police commissioner up into the ministerial position, although there was a major drive to get him into that position. There seemed to be quite a lot of people saying, bring the general back, bring him back. And there he is.
He did a huge PR exercise whilst he was the commissioner.
Very outspoken.
He did a huge work, and I think he also played an important role in boosting the morale of the police whilst he was the commissioner. And you know, towards Nasrec, General Cele has been all over South Africa, saying that we need change in the ANC, and that change will be brought by President Ramaphosa. And I think also he's being rewarded for the work that he has actually done. But also, Bheki Cele has a huge support in KwaZulu-Natal, and that province is aggrieved by what happened at Nasrec. And I think the president is also trying his best to bring in the people from KwaZulu-Natal in order for KwaZulu-Natal to feel represented in government.
All right, well, there's the general. But the general taking the position of Minister Razzmatazz. So let's talk about that. I mean, Fikile Mbalula, our former minister, obviously was quite vocal on Twitter last night. I mean, I think before the announcement, he was already sort of saying, well, you know, I'm ready to vacate my position. What do you think happened there?
Well, you will recall that next year we're going to the general elections. And in the NEC meeting, Fikile Mbalula has been given the responsibility to coordinate the national elections. And I think the ANC has actually redeployed Fikile Mbalula back to Luthuli House in order to coordinate the elections. It depends on where one takes it, sees it. Some would be saying it's a demotion, but some would be saying it's a huge responsibility within the party, which cannot just be given to anybody, because he must actually run the election project, meaning that the ANC has actually started the election project starting from today, hands on. And then Fikile Mbalula has that responsibility to coordinate the national elections.
Yes, so I mean, he is still very much so around. I mean, we can't think, oh, well, that's the end. I mean, this is a major responsibility, because the elections coming up in 2019, so much hinges on this for the ANC.
We're actually going to be seeing more of Fikile Mbalula whilst he's coordinating elections than whilst he was in government. But I think as well it's a motion of confidence in Mbalula to say he has got the capacity to run the national elections of the governing party.
We haven't even touched on the new deputy president. Can you give me your views in just a couple of seconds? I know we're going to talk more, but Didi Mabuza as our new deputy president of South Africa.
We couldn't avoid Didi Mabuza to be the deputy president of the Republic. Since 1994, the deputy president of the ANC has always been the deputy of the country. So unfortunately, we stuck with Mabuza for now.
All right. We leave it there. We'll continue to get some of your opinions on this cabinet reshuffle that we saw last night. But if you missed it, here we go. Let's recap it for you. This is topping our news headline bulletin.